stickers.
Yeah. We'll beat people with that.
We're going to have to use this. All right. WTF-DFW, episode 18. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you again for everybody that's been liking, following, subscribing, sharing, commenting, all of that. It at least gives us some indication that someone's interested, and there might be a little bit of relevance in what we're talking about here. So what's going on this week? Let's see. Recap a little bit. Last week we talked about, we had Taylor Dennis in here. We were talking about, specifically juggling multiple bands and, I guess, practice time, scheduling, bookings, all of that goes into managing being in a band or bands plural. And so Taylor talked about, how one of his bands or a couple of them share calendars and block out dates, and everybody in the group can see who's out and available on what particular weekend and all. So it's kind of cool because, again, that's why I try to book all my bands in September, October of the year for the following year, so that I'm on people's calendar. We get those dates blacked out a little bit, and it helps the bands, I guess, be able to close out, important dates for them and at venues they want to be involved in. So it was kind of a cool discussion. If you haven't, listened to it, go on and check out Taylor in here with us last week. We also had Vital Signs, live band karaoke last Wednesday night. Vital Signs, the Survivor tribute, was there Thursday night. I missed that, but I did see them the first time we were around, and they're an incredible band. So they're just, everything they play is just right on point, and good rock and roll music without being, over the top and all. Friday night, though, I was out of Fat Daddy's. We were able to, go in there and check it out. I was in there for at least a little bit to support two of the three bands that were in there. We had the grandkids in town, so didn't want to stay up too late and get in too late and wake them up while they were already in bed sleeping. So we had Blind in Texas, the Wasp tribute. I don't know if anybody saw pictures of it or if you were at the show and were able to see anything that Grace put together there, but she did a phenomenal job. So, hats off to Grace for, this has been a year in the making, I think. Never played bass before, never got on stage. Her guitar player never been on a stage before, from what I understand. One of the guitar players, the other one is Taylor, that was out here, but very theatrical, over-the-top performance. But wow, I think the place was packed. Everybody had a great time. She really did an astronomical job playing Blackie Lawless out there, from, eating raw meat, tossing, raw meat out to the fans that are out there, drinking blood, everything that you would expect Blackie Lawless to do. But if you're curious what we're talking about, go to our Facebook page for Fat Daddies and look at the pictures that were up there. It was absolutely amazing. So great job again, Grace. Looking forward to having you back. She was out there with Out of the Cellar, Rat tribute, and that's really, really what I wanted to see, because, again, I talked with, Taylor about making sure there are certain elements of songs that are being played correctly, the Warren way, and what they did phenomenally. Everything that I expected to hear, they did well. Their singer, great voice. We talked about how, Stephen Piercy, the actual singer for Rat, he's kind of lost it now and diminished. His abilities are less than what I'm sure he expects and all, but he's, the Out of the Cellar band did phenomenal, and then Osmosis closed it out, and that's always an interesting show out there. That's, he goes walking through the crowd, and he looks like a drunk Ozzy, I don't know how else to say it, but.
Well, Ozzy's not looking too good either.
Yeah, I know, but this guy puts on the persona perfectly, because that's what I was thinking the whole time. Then Saturday, though, we did have Rockaholics with Crude and Tattooed. We missed that show, but, I love, Shannon Chi and everybody in Rockaholics. I believe Matt's in that, and Carlos, and, of course, Nikki with Crude and Tattooed. So it was a great week of music out there. This week's topic, though, just out of curiosity, I was wondering, and I haven't heard it personally, but yeah, I'm just curious whether or not there's a lot of backstabbing that goes on in
Yeesh.
like the industry. I remember when, we were in bands growing up, everybody talked shit about the other bands that were out there. Most of us were friends too, like we would hang out, be at keg parties or something. We would be, hanging out with each other, but outside of that, we'd be like, he's a poser group, or they do this, everybody was talking shit with the hopes of trying to, make it themselves, I guess, or get into places themselves by making other people look bad. But I was just curious whether or not, bands are out there and, still, talk some smack about each other. Like I said, I've never heard it. Nobody's ever approached me talking bad about another band, but I'm curious whether or not they do. And there's a reason why I am asking that, but I'm curious, like, if it does happen, what is it? What's causing? Is it the jealousy about being in that band, or the popularity of that band, or we talked about a little bit with Taylor last week, maybe there's a band that's similar to yours playing the same type of music and they're more successful or they're able to do it better. Is it that certain bands are getting into venues more frequently or have an easier time getting into venues versus other ones, or somebody thinks they're a more talented band and not getting the recognition they need? I was just, curious whether or not that's something that does happen out there. And I was also wondering, like, what about venues? The venues talk smack about each other. And reason I'm bringing it up, it was kind of interesting. I mean, I talk all the time, Christian over at Oscars, he's now become a really good friend of mine, and we talk quite frequently, and I try to bounce, the ideas off of him. We kind of talk about what's going on, what bands, how to doing, what kind of response we have. But the owner of Tease he came into Mansfield, he was at the Wasp Tribute, and I spent a decent amount of time talking with him. And it's the second time I met him. I met him at the DFW Awards show with Dwayne and them out at Platinum Music Complex. But I met him out there. We talked a lot, and we talked about some, bands. We talked about, I guess, roughly, I never give away, complete numbers, whatever, but how much bands are charging for certain performances and days of the week, and what bands do well, what bands don't do well. So we had a great conversation. I loved that we were there talking, and I think people were kind of surprised again to see that we were talking to each other, like that somehow we should be rivals. It makes no sense. So it was good seeing him. I'm actually thinking we're going to try to get him and JC Scars. JC does the band booking for Tease out in Louisville. And I might have the two of them come in here just to, BS a little bit. And I'll find something interesting to talk about, I'm sure. But, I think it surprised people, the support that we have for each other. And on, the same thing with Keith, I think, out at Revel. I'm going to support as many of these venues that I can. Like I said, we're all in this together. But I'm just curious whether or not there was any kind of backstabbing or shit talking between bands and all, or whether or not there is mutual respect and support for each other. I see some musicians go support a lot of bands when they're not playing. They're out at venues and they're promoting and talking about bands that are out there, and there are some other ones that I never see out of venues when they're not playing. Maybe they're using that time to hole up in the corner or practice or do something. But I guess about showing mutual respect, and my thought is the more respect you show for people and venues, and get rid of that whole backstabbing thing, in the end, I mean, it could help you. Perfect example, Chris McLuhan. I made a post this week. I have a home studio set up that I just started finalizing. I got, I'm running Pro Tools. I'm running some, MIDIs, and, my audio inputs and all my monitoring, drum machine, everything that
Sounding
like
good.
this is all really new to me, and it's easy to go down rabbit holes, but videos can only help you out so much. And I kept getting stuck, and I couldn't figure it out. And Chris was like, "I'll come over." He lives in the Fort Worth area. He came over for like 2 hours the other night, and he showed me more in that 2-hour window than
Yeah.
the previous 3 weeks that I've been, looking at YouTube. But it just shows you. I mean, I've never not been, I guess, respectful of Chris. And look, it benefited me outside of, work. This is, in our own personal thing. So my thought is I may not be able to help everybody out there, but I'm going to do what I can to support and help as many of the musicians, bands, people out there that need that support. Maybe not even need it, I just, I'll give it, uncontested, I guess, or with any kind of response expected in return. But I was just out of curiosity, figured I'll throw something out there and see. I don't want people commenting saying, yeah, this, fucking band talk shit about us all the time. I'm just curious, you could, what do they call that where they talk about somebody without actually talking about something?
Shade.
Yeah, throwing shade or something like that. I'm really curious to see, hey, what are people's thoughts out there? And it actually reminded me, I saw someone posted something about you.
Me?
Yeah, they were like, I don't know, the comment, Amber showed it to me, the comment was something like, Mike and the guy that's behind the scenes that never shows his face, he's not good enough to be on camera, something like that. And I was like, what the hell are they talking about?
Man.
Like someone's got to be out there, controlling the knobs or whatever. But
Yeah,
I thought it was funny that they were talking, shit about you not being out there.
Man,
I said, they talk a lot about rock music and all, but I don't know who the hell he is. It's Clinton. All right, it's our marketing director over here. So, don't talk shit. So what do we got going on this week? Live band karaoke is tonight with Shanna Cobb and all of them. We've had a lot of newer, I guess, musicians coming in and playing along with them, substituting John and Chi. They've had other commitments that they weren't able to, but they're able to fill in every week, find a new musician to come in and support it. So good job, Shannon. So coming out for that. Tomorrow, a new band coming into Fat Daddy's Never Had Them. It's Pride in the name of U2, their debut show. I'm really looking forward to that one. I talked about it, you either love U2 or they get annoying. I know Bono turned a lot of people's, with his politics and all of that BS he was talking years ago, again, Mike, and, stay out of it, just do your job. But I do love U2's music, so I'm looking forward to hearing that tomorrow night. Barefoot Nation is playing Friday night, tribute to Kenny Chesney. Kenny Chesney was just in town, I believe, last night or the night before or something. So if you didn't get the chance to go see Kenny Chesney live, come check out Barefoot Nation.
This is the one that's not that I'm not good enough.
Oh, you tried putting
I got one of these cameras on.
There you go.
There we go.
Clinton, right there for anybody that's curious about it. It is a human back there. Barefoot Nation coming out, see them, and still the one, Grace Figueroa from Pink Slip, the 18-year-old or 19-year-old, I'm not sure how old she is now, but she took over singing for Still the One. So come on out and support them on Friday night, Barefoot Nation, Still the One. Saturday night, then, we have Metal Shop coming back, and everybody knows Metal Shop puts on a fun show. But first time I'm doing it, I actually have an opener for Metal Shop, and I have Soul Stealers, which is Luciano, these 16-year-olds from, everybody knows them, like Luciano plays in Pink Slip, the band out of Rockstars of Tomorrow. But this is his own separate band that he's got. So Luciano, I believe the bass player from Pink Slip is also in this band with them, and it's a three-piece and a different drummer. So come on out and support some youth that are going to be playing, opening up for Metal Shop. So I'm looking forward to that show on Saturday.
Yeah, that's cool.
Next week we got live band karaoke again. Tommy Katona with Texas Flood will be out there on Thursday. Taylor will be back. Monkey Business, the tribute to Skid Row, will be out there on Friday with Kid Six. Kid Six is out of the Houston area. They got a couple of different bands that he sings in, but I've had him out a couple of years ago. They'll be opening up for Monkey Business, so looking forward to Kid Six, seeing them. Then Saturday of next week, Heartbreak Petty with Reflective Soul. Reflective Soul is coming back again, and love that. That's always a
cool.
great show also. So, and then Heartbreak Petty, I never seen them. I missed the first time that they were around. So
I would
I'm
like
looking
to see
forward
that,
to.
actually. Yeah.
So come on in. I know we're like 2 hours from where you live, but you
Wasn't Tom Petty in a different band also?
Tom Petty did with crap.
It's that one with everybody, right?
Yeah, like they put a project together. Now I can't remember the goddamn. It's not Traveling Wilburys. It might be
No.
Traveling Wilburys,
Is
something
it?
like that. But it was Bob Dylan, I think, and him and some other people. Now you see. Normally, I would whip out my phone and start googling stuff.
I was
but
I'm bringing back that other question that we have, band members that went off on their own. That
well, he certainly went off on his own. He's dead.
yeah,
So,
but
I don't know
he
how
was
far
on his
off
own.
on your own you could get.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and then was it just Tom Petty?
No, I think he was still always Tom Petty. Like, I mean, it was always his band. It's like Bruce Springsteen or
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen, any E Street band.
Yeah,
Sometimes he
yeah.
gives them
All
credit,
right.
sometimes he doesn't. But and then another note: the next Sunday we were going to do the Rock Stars at Amara Mansfield and Frisco showcase for the month. We canceled it last week because of Mother's Day, the second Sunday. We're actually going to cancel that show for this month. We have 3 new bands on target for June already, so we'll be posting a date for that. So be on the lookout. And I believe 2 of those 3 bands may actually be from the Mansfield area. So they're new bands that are forming. So I hope you come out and support that in June. But again, next Sunday, that's going to be canceled. Syndustry night. Don't forget, Syndustry actual day is all day today. All night, you have your own specials, drink specials, food specials. Come on in with your Syndustry card, get your drinks. Also, Friday and Saturday night from midnight to 2 a.m. After hours, so if you're working at a place and you close at 11, you're getting out of there 11:30, 12 o'clock, come on down to Fat Daddy's, have a couple of beverages before you get home, help you unwind a little bit. So, Thompson's, don't forget, book your events, 900 Houston Street. We've had a lot of people recently come out there for the first time, and I love hearing the feedback, and people are texting me like, this place is amazing. They take pictures of drinks, and I think, it surprises people when they get out there how cool that place is. And I believe we actually add on Destination Dallas this weekend.
Last weekend.
Last weekend?
Yep.
So we're going to try to find that that broadcast and be able to post it on our Facebook page and social media for Thompson, so be on the lookout for that. But
Yeah, I have
a
it.
television show featured us, and that's kind of a cool thing to be able to, that's just marketing,
Yep.
to the nth degree, I guess you could kind of say. So book your events out there, whether it's wedding, engagement parties, bridal showers, whatever it is. We're planning now a mixology class.
It's up on the
somewhere
site now.
around. Oh, it is.
Yep. It just went live.
Father's Day. For the weekend of Father's Day, I believe Thursday and Friday, or maybe Friday and Saturday, or something like that. Go look at the dates. But we're going to have 3 drinks. We're going to teach you how to make.
Hour and a half.
Yeah, an hour and a half, for you and your partner to come on out. And we'll teach you how to make the drinks. And then if you like the drinks, like an old-fashioned, if you're trying to make it the right way, we'll show you how to make it the right way. I believe you have to, stir it 20 times.
Yep.
And it's really, intricate the way you have to
Yep.
make it. It's a simple drink to make, but there's a lot to it. But we'll also be putting together packages so that if you like the drink, we'll sell you all the ingredients, including the alcohols you need for that drink at fairly reasonable cost. We're not looking to, make bank off of this, but it's going to be a cool event out there. So bring your boyfriends, girlfriends, partners, spouses,
Yep.
significant others, whatever it is. But look for the link to purchase tickets to the event out there.
They'll sell out fast too, but as of right now, we have 10 spots available for each Friday and Saturday
That's right.
through June and July. So as of
Very
right now.
cool. So there you go. You heard it from the mouth himself, and you just saw the face behind the mouth. So go check us out on Thompson's Bookstore, on, all of our social media. Marksman Firearms, don't forget, Gun of the Month. They've been doing incredibly every month. This month, Colleen has got a Taurus TS9 9mm for $260. Wichita Falls has got a Taurus C2C 9mm for $250. Granbury's got an AK-47. It's an AK May Century Arms VSKA 7.62 by 39 for $675. But for an AK-47, that's a badass price. And then Mansfield's got a Ruger 1022 rifle for $299. So those are incredible deals. But the Gun of the Month, the thing is, once we're sold out, we're sold out. That's it. We get special pricing. We pass that special pricing on to you all. So come on out. Once they're gone, they're gone. Also, keep in mind, I've been saying it now for 2 months. We've been talking about it. I know Joey's been talking about it. We talked about it at our GM meeting, but ammo shortage is going to be a real thing.
Yep.
Right now, there's something going on in China with part of what's needed to be able to make, China, to, make your gunpowder. So there are issues that are mysteriously popping up now that are going to prevent it. And then we always know there's a government buyout of ammo at the end of the year, always during election years. So be on the lookout for that coming. We have our gun stores right now overstocking on ammunition, knowing that there will be a shortage coming. So heed our advice. Please come in, start buying your ammo, and we're talking about your typical ammo, your 9mm, your 380, your 45s, your, the
22.
22. Yeah, I guess, there's some value in
Stones,
22.
rocks.
Anything like that. But anything for your ARs, and like whatever you need, come on out, get it while supplies last. So, and last but not least, remember, construction on Capone's Drink Easy and Sports Bar in Burleson is set to begin soon. Waiting on the final, push from the city of Burleson out there to allow us to start building. The old building we got tore down already, so we're all ready for and chomping at the bit for the construction to begin there. So that's it for this week. Appreciate everybody. It's a quicker episode. 20 minutes or so. That ain't too bad.
Pretty good.
But come on out. We got a lot of great shows at Fat Daddy's. Got a lot of great sales going on at our gun stores. Oh, don't forget also, we have a car show coming up, I believe, in June. At House of Hot Rods here on our campus. And if you've been out here before, you've seen, we have some beautiful cars that Mark showcases out here, some incredible builds from our customers, but these car shows are huge, where we have 400, 500 cars all showing up. The parking lot is packed. It's a great event. It's usually somewhere around 9 to 1. Somewhere around that time frame, and we're right down the block from Fat Daddy's, so feel free to pop into Fat Daddy's after the car show. Do you remember the date for it by any chance?
June 13th or something? No, I don't remember.
All right, check out our House of Hot Rods Facebook page for the date, but mark your calendars, get ready for that. That's just coming up in a few short weeks. So that's it. Other than that, appreciate everybody listening again. Thank you. Give us your feedback. Give us your thoughts on whether or not you think someone's out there, stirring the shit, about your band or some other band that you want to call out a little bit. But with that said, we'll see you out there at Fat Daddy's or the gun stores or at Thompson's or anywhere alcohol is provided. Peace.